This is The Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
I'm Jamie.
And we love movies. Our debut episode. How exciting is that?
That's right, it's very exciting. So, on this podcast, we are going to be talking about New England films, New England TV shows, all of the incredible things that are coming to our area, but also
the things out there, the biggest pop culture news and events that are going on right now. That could be from the MCU to Star Wars, and we're going to
everything in between.
And everything in between. We'll touch on some of the more independent, smaller films when we get around to them. Yeah. But yeah,
we have opinions. And
they need to be heard.
You know what? We're not angry about our opinions. We love movies. We love talking about the great things about movies and how they make us feel. But first, let us tell you who we are. Who are you?
My name is James Rojas. I'm originally from Los Angeles, another big movie hub, of course, maybe the biggest in the world. Yeah. And so I recently moved to Boston, and it was a great surprise to find out that the movie industry, the film industry is booming over here. The demand is growing, and I've always been a fan of film, the whole, watching movies to the whole movie theater experience. And so it's great to move to another place that also loves and appreciates it as well.
Yeah, movie star.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Soon to be.
Absolutely.
Yourself.
And I'm Jamie. I've been living in Boston voluntarily for the last 12 years. Originally from the MIA, 305 Till I Die. That's Miami, Florida for the non-indoctrinated. But I've been living here for a while, and I love movies too. Imagine that.
Who'd have thunk it?
But I just love the ability of film and television to transport you into another world, to tell truth through a lie, but to really connect to the human condition in ways that can change your life, really. And so I've been obsessed since I was 9 years old, and I saw Darth Vader cut off Luke Skywalker's hand, and I went running to my mom, like, oh my God, why?
They can't do that to the superhero. We can't do that. Yeah.
It's just been absolutely transformative. So, yes, I am a big Star Wars fan.
As we all should be.
As we all should be.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I'm in love with Harrison Ford. I've been in love with Harrison Ford since that day also. He is my secret imaginary elderly boyfriend, and you will come to know this. I also love anime. So if anybody can see there's you got Inuyasha up in the house. Inuyasha Kagome! Inuyasha Kagome!
Can you translate that?
Those are their names.
Oh.
So,
that goes to show how much I know.
Obviously, I could have been a voice actor, But
you are a hand actor.
I am a hand actor.
Look at these hands.
Yeah,
look at these hands right here.
Woo!
Those are famous hands.
Yes, I've been a photo double in a big movie that is coming out next this Thanksgiving. It's called Knives Out. It's directed by Rian Johnson, the director of The Last Jedi, who I got to speak to, and it was the greatest experience of my entire life. And I got to be a photo double, and these are the hands. But that's all I can say about it at this point because the movie hasn't come out, so I can't say who I was the hands for. Just take my words for it. Hands.
She refuses to shake anyone's hands now because she's
glass encased.
Yeah, there we go.
Just not
just like
right
Zoolander
now.
with the guy in the cemetery, David Duchovny. Anyways.
So Knives Out, that was one of the big movies that was shot here last year. It had Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis. It had the James Bond dude. It had so many Daniel. There we go.
There we go.
It had so many incredible actors. We had Eve with Jessica Chastain, Little Women with Meryl Streep and Emma Watson. We had The Society, which was a great TV show. All of those shot last year, and this year is proving to be even more amazing for films and television in Boston, thanks in no small part to our Massachusetts Film Credit that is attracting all of these projects here, and all of these local boy actors is just bringing everything back home. And because of that, there are these incredible opportunities for people, yes, if you live in this area, to be a part of it all. Through numerous casting agencies that there are here, and they're looking for normal Joe Schmoes. Not that we're all Joe Schmoes, but they're looking for any and everyone, and they can be extremely particular at times. Like, we're looking for a janitor who looks like a psycho killer, or, we're looking for 11-year-old Asian boys who can hula hoop. So There's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and oftentimes, LA is or Hollywood is the biggest market, and it can be so hard to break out there. Mm-hmm. Why not try it in your own backyard here in New
Absolutely.
England on a little smaller scale? But still, these are big movies with big names, stars and celebrities.
Absolutely, and they are coming here. Yeah, it's a great way to break in, not just for the local actor, but anyone who just loves the experience and wants to know what it's like. So this year, incredible projects that are already here, already filming. Mm-hmm. We've got Defending Jacob, a TV show that's coming to Apple TV, starring Chris Evans. It's about a district attorney whose son is falsely accused of murder, based on the book of the same title, Defending Jacob. So that's going to be amazing. I Care a Lot. A movie called I Care a Lot. I care so much. I care so much. And that's bringing our very own straight out of Westeros, flying a dragon, Peter Dinklage.
That's
Peter
right.
Dinklage to the area, so that's very exciting.
That's really exciting.
And an interesting video game movie that is shooting exclusively in the financial district of Boston, bringing back our let's see if you guys recognize, if you know who this is. So who's come to Massachusetts, James?
Pikachu?
Yes, but
Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds, none other than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, none other than Mr. Ryan Reynolds is here shooting incredible scenes.
Yeah,
there have been some pictures that have come out. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen some Twitter videos out there of people living in their own home, shooting down, and showing a couple of scenes of Ryan Reynolds in the street, acting, running around, doing his Ryan Reynolds stuff. Yeah, and so it's really exciting to see the stuff again back right here in your own backyard.
Yeah, they had like a shootout scene like right down there in the financial district, in between the buildings, and Ryan Reynolds coming out with his hands behind his head, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's so cool.
I'm just waiting till I run into him. I want to run into him somewhere on the street.
He's just like the coolest.
Would you hug him? Would you hug him if you saw him?
Oh my God. Well, I don't want to get fired or arrested, but I would hard eyes very strongly in his direction, and if he so allowed, I would.
Just as long as Blake Lively, his wife's not there.
I very much respect Blake Lively.
Yeah, but if you get in the way, Blake, these hands, these beautiful hands, they're going to come and get you.
These hands are killer hands also. Did I tell you, James, that I am a practitioner of Aikido for many years? So
I believe it.
Just warning you.
I believe it.
Yeah.
No, but
anyways.
But let's talk about other films that are being shot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have again talking about the huge demand of extras. One of these films being is an Adam Sandler film up in Marblehead. Mm-hmm. It's a Halloween themed. It's called Hubie Halloween, mm-hmm. and apparently Adam Sandler is bringing all of his buddies back. Of course, David Spade, Chris Rock, but also
another local boy,
many other people from Saturday Night Live that he's bringing back. So a lot of celebrities here.
Yeah, hanging out just in the Marblehead area. They had an open casting call. They had 5,000 people attend the open casting for this movie. And they're also looking for, SAG actors and things like that. It's your chance. Like these boys, these Massachusetts boys bringing all this work back to the area, looking to get you, off your couch and into a movie. The woman who's in charge of casting for that one, Judy Boulay, is Judy Boulay. And if you want to try to get in a little bit, under the wire, over the wire, I don't know, HalloweenExtras@gmail.com. They're asking for a resume, headshot, and contact information. Best of luck. It's pretty exciting. So I have heard a little bit about this production. I am a fledgling background actor. I'm not just the hands. I do a little driving, a little schmoozing in the background behind famous people for
schmoozing. Define that.
Is
that where the hands go behind the? Is that when you're actually schmoozing?
Has nothing to do with hands, James. There's nothing to do with hands. It's just
everything involves
walking
the hands.
Behind the actor, pretending to shop, pretending to be a yoga mom. I did that last week.
Nice.
a nice prego yoga mom, and they love that. They took some extra pictures of me because they really love the belly.
Nice.
So that was exciting. Anyways, I'm not sure where I was going with that, but yes, so you can do it too, and it's very exciting. One of the best parts about doing that is just seeing how it works and how every little scene, like say 10 seconds of an action can take you hours and hours and hours. Okay, so speaking of what I've heard about Hubie Halloween, long days. Adam Sandler loves to work long days. And hey, that's great for you, money in your pocket, and you get to hang out with Adam Sandler all day long. And from what I heard, he's been really great with the extras. He'll get on the megaphone, he'll sing to them, he'll play music to them, he's interacting with people.
Yeah.
And they've got huge groups of extras on this movie. So that's one of the more exciting ones that's going on right now. Other things that are filming right now, Castle Rock, a horror series filming mostly in Orange, out in Western Mass. You've got Hightown in Provincetown, crime drama. City on a Hill reshoots from last season, show on Showtime, another crime drama. They really like crime dramas here in
New England. What does that say about New England or Boston? I don't know. After the town was shot here, they're like, we get to film every crime scene here.
Yeah, I don't need anyone
chasing you down,
knocking down on my doorstep.
The people in Boston are nice. They won't do that.
So nice.
Yeah, so nice.
The best. Anyways, so that's our local spiel. But other than that, a lot of very exciting, big picture, pop culture, extravaganza news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con.
Just last week.
Oh my God.
So much news broke. During that weekend, just because, again, we have our notes here. We have several topics, but if we're talking about the MCU alone, they unveiled 20 plans or 20 each individual thing that they could have, slowly unveiled or slowly teased or hyped. No, this is what we have. This is our plan for Phase 4.
We weren't really expecting much. We weren't really, at least I wasn't. Most of the people that I knew that were following were not really expecting to get the whole slate of MCU Phase 4. Movies and all of that, and bam, we just got all of it. So very exciting. So James, let's start with films. Because what they did, film and TV shows that they announced. Yeah. Let's start with films. What's coming out?
So we have, in regards to the MCU, so many great things. We have Black Widow announced that's coming out to Disney Plus. The Eternals coming out. This one in particular, kind of excited for. Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now we know. Shang-Chi. Yeah, so
I've never heard of this in my life. What is it?
So this is you may remember in Iron Man 3 where they had the main evil character, the Mandarin. He was supposed to be the big bad of Iron Man 3. However, there was a little curveball that was tossed in there. They found out that the real Mandarin, the actor who was playing it, that wasn't actually him. But now with the Ten Rings, this is the organization. If you read the comics, the Mandarin, he has the power of the Ten Rings, and so he's the guy in charge. And so what they did during the Comic-Con panel, they actually went back throughout the MCU and kind of showed where they had little Easter eggs of the Mandarin and the Ten Rings.
They put that together in a video.
Yeah, they did. And so now we're going to actually see the actual Mandarin from the one that was, first introduced in the comics, the one that the fans so desperately wanted in Iron Man 3. So this is somewhat of a redemption arc. I'm not sure. A redemption arc for Marvel.
Hey, now, I'm all for redemption arcs.
Yeah, there we go. And see, I'm not sure, honestly, if the whole Ten Rings and the Mandarin was really planned out to be brought out in Phase 4, if they just thought, you know what, we just toss these Easter eggs in there just for the fun of it. Yeah. Now that they're in there, we might as well just bring them, make this into a whole movie. That looks exciting.
That was exciting. Well, you know what? Going back to the Eternals real quick, I don't know much about them except that they supposedly are an offshoot of the Celestials, which we've already seen in the MCU, and they were put in charge of Earth, and then that's kind of all I know about them. But what's really exciting about that one, the Eternals coming out in 2020, they are adding Angelina Jolie to the MCU.
Everybody's in the MCU now.
Everyone who's anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone who's well, there are so many movies, you're running out of actors.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to be in the MCU at some point. So yeah, Angelina Jolie, bringing her crazy, amazing self in a good way. Angelina, I love you.
I love you.
And then, okay, so the one that I think a lot of people are really excited about, I think you're excited about, I am okay about, is the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse.
Yes.
So let me tell you, I'm not that interested in Doctor Strange, but I am interested in the multiverse.
Well, let's talk about the title. The title is called it's called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And Kevin Feige says that this will be the MCU's first horror film. Horror movie.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and so when you think of like Ant-Man and the Wasp or the first Ant-Man movie, those are considered like comedies. The Winter Soldier, that's considered more of like a spy thriller. This one will be the MCU's first horror
with Doctor Strange.
And with a title like that, in the Multiverse of Madness, it has to I don't know, bring out some of the scarier stuff, the scarier content.
It's such a tease though. Well, maybe Spider-Man was a tease, because in Spider-Man, you had Mysterio, and he said that, I'm from the multiverse, I'm from, planet XYZ, and you're from Earth 616, and it turned out to be all total BS, because he was lying the whole time, he made up the whole story. Oops, sorry, spoilers, it's been a few weeks, go see it. So it seemed like at the end of Phase 3 with Spider-Man Far From Home that there was no multiverse. Even though it was kind of established in Endgame, with the time travel and, all of these alternate realities. So there was just a little bit of gray area there. So it seems like they're going to go full multiverse after giving us a tease in Spider-Man. And that I'm excited to see. That I'm really excited to see. And then the last film, 2021, slated for 2021, speaking of multiverse, and I think the multiverse is how they're going to make this one happen, is female Thor. Female Thor,
Natalie Portman. She came out during Comic-Con.
What?
Yeah.
I thought this was like fake at first. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Natalie Portman? And
I was actually very surprised, because if you remember watching Endgame, the footage that they had of Natalie Portman when they were trying to get back the ether that was stuck inside her body, that was actually old footage from when they shot Thor in the Underworld, Thor 2. And so, because she didn't want to come back and reprise her role. And so, with that news, I figured, okay, Natalie Portman, she's done. She doesn't want any part of it. She didn't have that much to do, or maybe she didn't like the direction.
They gave Thor kind of a different, maybe quasi-love interest to... but it's definitely surprising.
Yeah, and so when she came back out, and then Taika Waititi, he handed her Thor's hammer, and she grabbed it, held it up in the sky, and everyone was cheering. And I'm actually very excited for this, because you were mentioning the multiverse, and we're wondering, how does Lady Thor show up? And we know that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness comes out before Thor: Love and Thunder, which I love that title.
Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Really quick, just the style of the logo that was released, it reminds me of like He-Man, of like the 80s type of TV show intro artwork. I love that.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to with the next not Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
No, tú sabes,
Jetpack.
No,
Marvel. Captain Marvel.
No. Okay, she's got a star on her head.
She's got a star on her head.
Crashed across the battlefield.
She crashed. Nebula?
No, man. She had her
Nebula
own movie.
Crashed a ship.
She's very pretty. And
the very pretty one.
The scary Chris Pines.
You're thinking Wonder Woman, right?
Wonder Woman. Is it Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman. Chris Pine?
Yeah.
Chris Pine was in that movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Wonder Woman.
You had it right the first time. So just like Wonder Woman.
That was an interesting journey.
That was a very emotional roller coaster.
Okay. All right. So yeah, like her. Very strong. Very amazing. Taika Waititi. Love him. Adore him. He's also in Free Guy, which is currently filming downtown with Ryan Reynolds. So I'm really hoping to see him around because I want to like shriek out, Taika!
I could be your Lady Thor.
Oh my gosh, okay. But I have some opinions on Natalie Portman.
Okay, go for it.
Because Natalie's an incredible actress when she's not playing a love interest. I think that it comes across like so forced and like it just doesn't seem authentic. And you know what? I get it. I understand. It's like you don't want to have to play the
damsel in distress.
The damsel in distress. So I feel like maybe she will do a fantastic job as the main character in control and all that jazz. Wouldn't it be cool if Thor, our normal Chris Hemsworth, our chubby
Thor,
who might be a little less chubby in this film. What if he was Natalie Portman and Natalie Portman was him? Like they completely switch. Like he's the normal human and love interest
in that alternative
that alternate universe. Yeah. So that would be kind of cool.
That would be interesting. I would like to see Natalie Portman Thor saving actual Thor.
yeah, I want to see that.
See, what would Thor's name be? If he was a normal human, he can't be named Thor. Thorius.
Theo.
Yeah, Theo. I'll take that. But let me ask you this, because now this is my my controversial or my concern with Disney in general, because we know that Disney Plus, the new streaming service, is coming out soon.
Yes.
And during Comic-Con, they announced several productions that were going to be only exclusively on Disney Plus, including WandaVision, including the Winter Soldier and Falcons, their show, as well as Hawkeye as well. My concern is, or I'm curious about, will we have to subscribe to Disney Plus to be able to watch the TV shows, to be able to know what's going on in the MCU films?
Absolutely. I think they because they don't have enough of our money.
Yeah, I know.
They need to find ways to guarantee that they will get. Look, the mouse owns you, and the mouse owns me, and the mouse owns a lot.
Yeah.
The mouse owns Darth Vader. Okay, for crying out loud.
Yeah, talking about the dark side. No, but again, Disney, we are already giving you all of our money. They want more of all of the money.
I know, and they keep raising the prices at the theme parks and whatever. That's neither here nor there. But that's just our bone to pick with Disney. But I suspect that that's exactly what will happen.
See, I hope that's not what's going to happen. But knowing Disney and its ways and its history, I feel like that's going to happen. But I don't know if that's going to be a huge turnoff, because people are going to be deciding whether, I have Amazon Prime and I have Netflix. I had already decided that I'm not going to get Disney Plus. However, I saw the shows, like, okay, maybe, but I'm still not that committed to get rid of Netflix.
It's because of you, James. It's because of people like you who are like, oh no, I love Netflix.
No, hey, I have principles.
Disney is like, no, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take you.
I have principles that can't be bent, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, if I did get Disney Plus, if Disney did win me over, then I would have to get rid of Netflix, because I don't want three streaming services.
They're taking all of their stuff off of Netflix.
And I'm not getting rid of Prime, because I have Amazon Prime for delivery, so that comes automatically with the shows that they offer. So
unacceptable.
My goodness,
unacceptable.
Dang it, Disney.
But the one interesting observation, just overall, Phase 4, no full Avenger film. No full Avengers.
Which I'm okay with.
No Spider-Man.
I'm okay with.
This is all preparing us for Phase 5 into perpetuity.
Yeah.
So we know Tom Holland signed up for at least one more Spider-Man film. I really love Spider-Man. And Tom Holland. And Zendaya. Speaking of Zendaya... So I think we should move on to our brief reviews of some of the bigger TV shows that are out there right now.
Yeah.
I have watched Euphoria. You have watched Stranger Things. Why don't we start off with Stranger Things?
All right, so
non-spoiler review.
This is a non-spoiler review because I understand that people do binge on it. I actually binged it in 2 days, but there are people that are not as crazy as...
I'm like one episode in.
It's so good.
I have a 4-year-old.
Okay, so my spoiler free review. Blah blah blah. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Season 3 is probably my favorite season. I I loved season 1. I was hooked by season 1. Season 2 was good. It was really, really good. However, season 3 knocks it out of the park. They up the ante for basically everything, for the characters, for the monsters. So this isn't considered a spoiler, but basically we're introduced to episode 1, finding out that Hopper, the sheriff of the town, he's upset. He's having a little difficulty with 11 and her new relationship with Mike. As we know, it's not a spoiler because in the last season, Mike and 11, they became closer.
It's in the promotional,
Yeah, and so and in this season, they're a bona fide couple. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. And Hopper's having a difficult time adjusting. I know, poor guy. He's been through it all. But he has a difficult time adjusting to it. So we follow that storyline. Also, Steve Harrington, one of my favorite characters. Steve's the best. He's introduced. He's kind of partnered up with a new character named Robin.
He's also in Free Guy.
Who isn't in Free Guy? We're not in Free Guy. We're the only ones not in Free Guy.
I was in Free Guy.
Yes,
I'm in the background.
Yeah.
Behind Steve Harrington.
But Steve Harrington, anyway.
Yeah.
Steve, he brings back the same charisma and the charm and the humor as the previous seasons. Again, I think it's great because season 1, the Steve character, he wasn't supposed to be anything more than just one of those antagonists that gets dumped off by season 1. Yeah. But he became so popular that the makers of Stranger Things, they decided to keep him, and I'm so happy they did, because this season, with the season 3, he has a new person to interact with, a new character named Robin, and they're both working at the Star Court Mall, which I absolutely love. That they have that most of this takes place in the mall, and it feels
so cool, and it's so 80s and everything. Like my favorite, like I said, I'm only one episode in, but yeah, just the retroness of it, the colors, just how amazing it is. Like, wow, mall. It's like, no, it's fantastic, and the relationship between all the characters. But yes, continue. Yes, I love the Star Court Mall. I wish it was here.
Yeah, the fact that they filmed so many things in that mall, and the way they decorated it, and the way they made it feel like a real place. Yeah. So we know Stranger Things is all about nostalgia. Yeah. So this just hits you right back over the head with that. The monsters in season 3. I think this is one of the scariest interpretations of just bad, evil, dark-spirited monsters that I've seen recently. Yeah. It's so good. Not only are the monsters creepy and their plan for domination in season 3, but the graphics are amazing. They really went above and beyond with how much they invested in the CGI for this.
They're doing so much more with television shows as far as CGI and investing in that. Like if you look at Game of Thrones, like every episode was like a whole entire movie, and it took 2 years to put the last season together. So no, that's great to see, and it's a good investment to make, because that's where people are going. They're going to these services to see these shows and paying good money for it. So yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, so I recommend Stranger Things season 3. The first 4 or so episodes are kind of slow, but it's not a bad slow. Like you're still hanging out with the characters that you love, and so while they're doing mundane stuff that isn't really doesn't really ramp up yet, you still enjoy hanging out with them. And then when things start really, kicking into high gear after episode, say 5 or so, then some of the best, no joke, some of the best television I've seen recently. It's really good. So,
great.
So go watch Stranger Things. Okay. Go binge freely.
Well, no, one of the thoughts I had, and it's interesting you say that, one of the thoughts I had after watching the first episode is like, wow, I would watch a show just of these kids being happy and interacting with each other and just their lives. Like, I care about them. So
let's talk about Euphoria, because I hear that's really good too.
Oh gosh, talk about dark.
Who's in this?
Talk about dark. So it's Zendaya, who we all know from the Disney Channel, and then most recently the love interest in Spider-Man: Far From Home. I really love this actress. She's mature beyond her years, and she is so compelling. Like, she's so human. She draws you in. I love everything about Zendaya, and this show is just so dark.
Now, she's usually known for having the connection with Disney with her show on the Disney Channel, and then with the Marvel MCU stuff. You see more of a lighthearted, quirky, funny Zendaya, but this one's a different vibe.
I would say that this is kind of like the MJ. Her character in Euphoria, his name is Rue, and she's a recovering drug addict, 17 years old, still in high school and dealing with a bunch of drama and horrible things beyond her years. But I would say her character in Euphoria is kind of like MJ in Spider-Man, but addicted to drugs. And
that'd be the next the villain in Spider-Man 3.
Right,
MJ's got hooked on drugs.
Yeah, and a bisexual, drug addicted, and kind of totally screwed up MJ. She's got kind of the same kind of like dry sense of humor and all of that, but she's been through the ringer. She stars alongside a real trans actress who plays a character named Jules, who essentially everyone is in love with, but who she's been through her own very traumatic experiences because of who she is. She lost her mother, and she has difficulty with relationships. And when they meet each other, they sort of help each other heal. And but there's just all of this traumatic, crazy, high school drama going on around them that I didn't experience in high school. I don't know anyone that really got that deep into the drugs and the sex and the crazy, assaults and arrests and, all of this crazy drama.
Would you say she's pushing her acting limits? Like she's up to 11? She's acting?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But the cast around her is also incredible in driving the story forward. Okay, So look, there is a lot of nudity in this. There's a lot of nudity.
And this is on where?
This is
where this is
HBO.
HBO, okay.
HBO, which makes sense. There is a lot. I'm just trying to find a delicate way to say this. There's a lot of full frontal nudity, mostly male.
You said okay, so
he's crossing it off now.
There.
Mostly male frontal nudity, which is really controversial, and it really shocked me. I'm like, whoa, you never see this on television, and it's more than twice as much as the female frontal nudity, which you also get. But it's definitely different, and it's dark, and it like kept me up at night, and I was having like dreams about it. Like it really gets into the mental psychosis. It really gets into your brain, like what you go through adolescence, and then just add the worst possible things you can imagine into the mix and what happens
is
from
this
there.
Something that you can binge, or is it going to be like how to make a murderer, where you watch one episode and you got to wait a couple of days, take a shower, and then watch the next episode?
That you have to wait. You watch one and it messes with your mind. I'm trying to not curse. It messes with your mind, and then you got to like wait a day, and then you can watch another one.
Okay.
So it's pretty disturbing, but it's raw. It's real. The performances are incredible. You will be compelled by it.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to it. You said HBO, so HBO streaming. Well, after you're done binge watching Stranger Things in a day or two, then you could spend the rest of the week or two catching up on Euphoria.
At this point, there's like 6 episodes, and I went through all of them, and now I need to watch a little bit of Stranger Things to like wash my brain out and have some just good old-fashioned fun with some nice kids.
Okay.
So that brings us to the end, James.
To the end.
Just about, but we have something for you.
That's right.
We have a question.
Wicked. Not only a question.
Not just a question. The wicked nerdy question.
That's right.
James, try to say wicked.
Wicked. Wicked. Wicked.
He's working on his Boston
I'm working on my Boston
He's
stuff.
Practicing.
Yeah, I had like a I did another accent like a week or two ago.
You're like, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know? That's like more like Minnesotan.
Yeah,
the Minnesota Vikings over there.
Definitely
Oh yeah.
You're gonna offend a lot.
I'm offending so many people. Hey guys.
All right. So
okay.
the wicked nerdy question.
Okay, you got it.
We have Do I?
I'll take it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so the wicked nerdy question this week for this episode. Jaws was filmed here in New England, if you did not know that. Where in particular?
Yeah, mostly on the vineyard.
On the vineyard. And so during production, they had some troubles, some filming shoots with the actual mechanical shark that played Bruce the Shark. So our question is, how many mechanical sharks did Steven Spielberg have to go through to accomplish the classic Jaws?
How many mechanical sharks did they go through and destroy during the filming of the first Jaws movie here in New England?
And you know what? While we're waiting for that answer next week, a little tidbit fact on that whole process. The reason why they didn't use Jaws the shark so often in the film and why they kept him hidden was for the very fact that the shark just kept breaking. And so they thought, okay, well, let's just minimize the Jaws, the shark viewing, and then that actually built up more of the fear and the anticipation that made the movie the classic that it is today.
Yeah, but the second and third Jaws maybe didn't need to be. No,
there are a lot of 2s and 3s and 4s in film legacies and series that we don't need anymore.
That we don't really need, but
but Jaws 1. Go see it if you haven't seen it. How many mechanical sharks? Well,
answer the wicked nerdy question. Next episode we'll have the answer for you, and so on and so forth, and we'll see who is the most nerdy and wicked.
This was the Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
Thanks for watching. I'm Jamie. We'll see you next time.